This is the Hyundai dealership, but in this video is not about this dealership or the cars you're looking at right now. This video is about the following cars. This video is about the Hyundai N cars, from the first one to the current one. Basically, it's about the 2016 Hyundai i20 N Sport, i20 N line, Tucson N Sport, Kona N, Tucson N line, Hyundai Venue N line, and the Hyundai i30 N. So get me right, this is not a review of all these cars. I've done countless of reviews for all these cars. I'll leave the link on the description. This video is about a comprehensive offering for you. If you like cars that drive for long, cars that last long, cars that have longer warranties following the Cherry with 10 years, this one with 7 years, Hyundai is for you. The Hyundai N cars are for you, okay? If you want to embarrass the Golf GTI, get i30N. If you want to embarrass the Polo R-Line, get the i20N. You understand? If you want to challenge Kia Sportage, Tiggo 8 Pro Max, X-Drive 30D, Mazda CX-5, then get the Tucson N Sport. Yep. So basically, this video is just for you to make an informed decision when it comes to Hyundai cars, especially when you want the performance part of the Hyundai cars. This over here is the Hyundai i20 N Sport, the one that started the N derivatives in our market in South Africa. Here's what happened. Hyundai Korea sends all the variant of the Hyundai i20N in our market, the motions, the fluid, the whatever, all of them. And then Hyundai South Africa ordered the body kit from Korea and put it in the i20N and call it i20N Sport. So now they didn't just put the body kit, side skirts, rear diffuser and the front lip. No, they didn't just do that only. They did that and also put a free flow exhaust and remap the ECU. That is why the i20N Sport sounds good. It sounds basic. It sounds better. If you stand next to it and hear that exhaust sound, you would know that it sounds very, 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 very good. They also changed the max wheels and make sure that they put it on the 17 inches alloy, because these ones are not standard, are not found on any other variant of the i20N. So now, in terms of the power, what did the Hyundai i20N Sport bring? What did they do? Okay, they took the normal Hyundai fluid that was having 1.4 liter engine, pumping out only 74 kilowatts and 133 Newton meters of torque. The upgrades, the remapping of the ECU and the new stainless steel free flow exhaust system gave the i20N Sport 85 kilowatts and 160 Newton meters of torque. And then it was also mounted on the 6-speed manual transmission, which also had some tweaks and turns and whatever they did over there just to make it change easily and faster. So it has been almost 10 years since this car was introduced in our market, and the question is, should you buy it? If you are a first-time car buyer and then you don't want a brand new car, you want a car that you will use to learn to drive, but it must looks good, looks sporty, sounds sporty, this is the car for you. If you are like me, already driving a Hyundai Tucson N Sport, which is more powerful and more aggressive, but you want something that is light on the petrol that also looks good, it is still the car for you. Okay, yeah, so I would say go ahead and buy the i20 N Sport. Just make sure you get the low mileage one. Even though it's difficult to get low mileage one, just make sure it's well taken care of. It has got it's not an accident rebuild or anything else. You see this one you're looking at here at this video, this was the best buy, but unfortunately it was sold very, very, very fast before I could snatch it. That's the unfortunate part, but great car indeed. Very, very, very great. Another type of person that can buy the i20N Sport is the person who's buying it for a project car. This car was designed well for extra modification. You can make it have a double pipe at the back, one left, one right. You can put even more power. You can give it stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. You can do a whole lot of things with this car. So now, but there's just one thing. When you buy this car, if it's possible, please buy the aftermarket warranty and the aftermarket maintenance plan. That service, don't worry about it. You will pay once a year, obviously. Now, let's move on to the second car. Now that we are done with the Hyundai i20 N Sport, let's jump to its bigger brother, its sibling, the third generation Hyundai i20 N line. Yeah, well, I wish we had an i20 N so that we can be a problem to the Polo GTI, but unfortunately it was never ever confirmed for our market. But at least we got the i20 N, the i20 N line. And now let's talk about it. Unlike the i20 N Sport, the i20 N line is a full package from Korea. This came as a whole package. Now, this one is a top trim and its exterior is very sporty. There is no way you can mistaken the i20 N line with a normal i20. As you can see over there, the i20 N line badge, the body design, everything about it is just different because they wanted you to see that this one is a sports version. Yeah, that is how it was designed. And obviously, because it was an upgrade from the normal executive or the fluid, this one was given a little bit more power because now this one is punching 90 kilowatts and 172 Newton meters of torque. The interesting thing about the i20N line is the gearbox. Yep, it has got an automated dual clutch transmission, 7-speed. Yeah, 7-speed for such a small car, and then unfortunately it drives the front wheel. As the same goes for its bigger sibling, the i30N is also driving the front wheel. I would have loved for the i30N to drive all the wheels, but unfortunately it drives the front wheel just like the Hyundai i20N. Unlike the Hyundai i20N Sport, this one is a recent car introduced in South Africa in 2022. So basically, in terms of the technology, it ticks all the boxes. Now, let me answer your question. Who must buy the Hyundai i20N line? This car is for the young professionals. Whether you are a woman or you are a man, young professionals who got their job, they are in a managerial position, supervisory position, they are still young, they don't have family, they still go out every weekend, they want to make a statement. The Hyundai i20N line is for them. Surprisingly, I saw a guy today at the garage wearing those medical doctors thing with his name, Dr. Mang. And when he went out of the garage, he got into the Hyundai i20N line. I was surprised to see doctor, because I know we know our doctors, they like to go for German, but I saw one in an i20N line. But basically, this car is for the young professionals. And then on the road in South Africa, too many of them are being driven by females. I haven't seen much or more of them being driven by the males or the guys. It's mostly the females that drives the Hyundai i20N line. And this brings me to this thing. Remember, I posted a poll a couple of days ago asking you guys which one do you like between the i30N and the Golf 8 GTI. Yeah, the i30N discombobulated the Golf 8 GTI, and when I check, it was mostly the female voters. So the same thing applies here. Most of the people that drive the i20N line, it is the females. But however, overall, is the young professionals. Now, what did Hyundai do to the i20N line so that it can be unique? Number one, they stiffened the suspension that gave it better handling. Number two, the exhaust system is a sporty one, it's stainless steel, it sounds good, it sounds great. Number three, the ECU has been remapped. All that translated into Hyundai i20N line having a little bit more power than its siblings. It has got 90 kilowatts and also 172 Newton meters of torque. That's what Hyundai did to it that makes it to sound the way it sounds and to drive the way it drives. Now let's move on to the next Hyundai N car. That is the Hyundai i30N, the hottest hatchback in South Africa, the biggest rival to the Golf GTI, the Golf killer, the i30N. Before we continue, remember to subscribe, like, and ring that bell icon notification. Before we talk about the i30N facelift, it is worth noting that there was an i30N pre-facelift that looks like this. Yes, it was only available in a market with a manual transmission. You don't see many of these cars on the road today because obviously people don't like to change gears, but those that understand, the thrill, the excitement that comes with changing gears, shifting gears yourself, bought this car. Most of the people that bought this car are petrol heads. Petrol heads like changing gears because they understand the thrill, the excitement. Obviously, you'll never see a racing movie where the cars are automatic. No, they are always manual. So now we're going to talk about the facelift because that is the one that was widely accepted in our market. Now let's check it out. This car was introduced or brought into our market for one purpose only, and then it did that very good, exceptionally well. Well done, Hyundai, well done. This car was brought here to compete and beat the Golf GTI. Whether you're a Golf 7 GTI, 7.5 GTI, 8 GTI, 8.5 GTI, 9 GTI, 9.5 GTI, all of them, the i30N discombobulate the GTI in everything possibly. Let's start from number one. Number one, the Hyundai i30N is cheap. The Hyundai i30N is more powerful. The Hyundai i30N has got more torque. The Hyundai i30N has got no extras. Everything that you find in the car, you pay for and then you are done. But with the rival, the Golf 8 GTI, you will pay extra 160k just so you can enjoy your car. And it does not even sound good. And you know what is the problem? You can't even get a Krapovic exhaust system on the Golf 8 GTI. But with the Hyundai i30N, it comes with free flow stainless steel exhaust system, remapped ECU, sport suspension, everything is basically a full package that you get from the Hyundai i30N. I have done countless of videos for this i30N. I'm not even going to waste your time by talking much about it, but if you want to see, I'm going to leave the link on the description to all the videos of the i30N that I've done and other videos that I've done by other people, just to show you that people do really see the i30N. But because as South African, we are brand loyal, we are brainwashed, we tend to ignore the i30N and choose to go for the well-known popular German machine, which is the GTI, even though the GTI come last in terms of everything compared to the i30N. Here's another Hyundai N car, the Hyundai Venue N line. So this is basically every tech that you find in the i20 N line is also in the Venue N line. So if you don't like small hatchbacks, you want to look like you're driving a big car or an SUV, the Venue N line is for you. Yes, it looks ugly. I don't think it's a beautiful car, but I think the Hyundai Kona N is worse. But the Venue is also not beautiful. It's a kind of car that you get used to it. You know what I mean? If you own this car, you see it every day, then it blends into you. Then the beauty becomes, or it lies on the beholder, as they say. The Hyundai Venue or Venue N is just not a beautiful car for me. But they try it, to send it to a private school, send it to a gym, make it looks good. Because I'm saying that because the normal Venue just looks ridiculous. So the N line is better. And you know what I like about the N line is the interior. The interior of the Hyundai Venue N line is beautiful. It's nice, alive with all those red stitching and whatnot. Yeah. So if you don't want the i20 N line, which is a small hatchback, then you are welcome to jump straight into the cross between the Tucson and the i20 N line, which is the Hyundai Venue N line. Yeah, it's okay, and it's a little bit overpriced, but it will deliver everything that you want. It basically gives you everything. I've already made a video about this Hyundai Venue N line. You can check it out. I'm going to leave the link on the description. Basically, I will leave the link on the description for all these Hyundai N cars. Yeah, all the Hyundai N cars, I've done the video before. I'll leave the link on the description for you guys to get more in-depth reviews, because right now here, I'm just basically trying to show you guys all the Hyundai N cars, whether it's an N or N line. Yes. And then, but my choice, the Hyundai Venue N line and the Tucson N line, the current generations, are my least favorite. The Kona is ugly and all that, but I still like it because it's a high performance SUV. But hey, those lights and all those, yeah, just not looking good for me, you know. Anyway, the Hyundai Venue N line is a bit underpowered compared to the i20 N line. With 1-liter turbo inline 3-cylinder engines that pumps out 88 kilowatts and 172 newton meters of torque. So it is a bit slower and less powered or underpowered compared to the i20 N line. The Hyundai Tucson N Sport. Well, I wonder why they call it a Tucson N Sport. Why can't they just call it a Tucson N like they do the i30? It's i30N. It's not i30N Sport. But otherwise, it's fine. It's Tucson. And one another thing that I must address with you guys: stop calling it Tucson. I see Hyundai Tucson. Hyundai Tucson. Hyundai Tucson. No, it's Hyundai Tucson. Say with me, Hyundai Tucson. Okay, it's a Hyundai Tucson N Sport. Now this one was introduced in 2016 as an N Sport, but it was different. It was basically a basic Tucson. It had no sunroof, it had no PDCs, it had no keyless entry, it had no blind spot, it had no automatic gearbox. Yeah, it was just a car that looks good, that has got more power, that sounds good as well. But in 2018, Hyundai decided to up the game because they were trying to compete so very well with the Tiguan. So you know what they did? They took the very same car and gave it all the bells and whistles. By the bells and whistles I'm talking about, now it has got the blind spot detection, stop start button, keyless entry, sunroof, you know. And then the best thing about it, that is a DCT. It's a dual clutch transmission. That means you can drive it manually and drive it automatically. So this DCT is basically a sequential gearbox. And then you know that sequential gearbox are mostly available in sports cars, and that makes the Tucson sports car as well. Just like the Hyundai i20 N Sport, the Tucson N Sport also came to our market as a normal Hyundai Tucson with just 130 kilowatts. But what they did is that, except for the bells and whistles inside the car and stuff like that, they changed the exhaust system, put a new exhaust system that is stainless steel, and then they also remapped the ECU. They did something to the suspension that improved the handling, and then they gave it an all-wheel drive. Yep, the best thing I like about this car, they gave it the all-wheel drive. Now, because of that all-wheel drive, it makes the car perform better than the one from 2016, the manual one. It makes the car to sound better than the previous one. And also it makes the car to have a little bit higher petrol consumption. But however, they kept the kilowatts and the newton meters the same. Kilowatts remain 150 kilowatts, newton meters remain 295, and the engine remained 1.6 liter TGDI DCT. Yes, it is mounted on a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Or should I say dual clutch sequential transmission? Yeah, something like that. So basically, this was their best Hyundai Tucson ever. You know why I'm saying that? Because the current generation of the Hyundai Tucson only has an N line, and that N line is front wheel drive, and then does not perform as good as this, does not look as good as this. If you want to buy a Hyundai Tucson and you want something that looks good, that is an overall package and that performs better and sound better, the 2018 Hyundai Tucson N Sport is the one for you. Although the 2019 facelift looks a bit better, but it doesn't do as good as the 2018. Yeah, bo. As much as people do the facelift, even cars do the facelift. You know, when you're getting old, you're getting wrinkled, you've got ice bags under your eyes, and the doctors do those surgeries, then they straighten your face, and then suddenly all those lines and wrinkles are gone and bags are gone. That's a facelift. Even cars goes through that. Look at this Hyundai Tucson. Looks beautiful, right? Yep, it's a facelift. It's basically everything as the previous model. The tweaks and changes are in the exterior, as you can see, and also in the interior. But in the interior, is basically the infotainment display is no longer the way it used to be. It's now like attached on the dash and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, I have no problem with the facelift, not at all. Wait, I'm lying. I do have a problem with the facelift. Yeah, the facelift took away certain things that I like about Hyundai Tucson. That is why even today I'm still driving my 2018 Hyundai Tucson N Sport, not the facelift. Although I've attempted to buy the facelift. Number one, they gave it a 2-liter diesel engine. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, but it could have been 2-liter petrol engine. That would sound good, perform even much more better. Now the facelift of 2-liter is just fuel efficient. That's it. I don't care about efficiency. I'm used to this car drinking 10.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Number two, they took away the all-wheel driving system. One day, what is wrong with it? Yeah, the 2019 facelift does no longer have the all-wheel drive. No, even if you buy the 1.6-liter TGDI, which is petrol engine, it will still come with front-wheel drive only. Like in 2016, where it was front-wheel drive only. 2018, they introduced the all-wheel drive, and we all liked it, and we all bought it. And then they just take it away again. Why? I don't understand. You know what I mean? But otherwise, this is the facelift. It looks almost everything like the previous one, except the all-wheel drive system that is gone. Except now they've got 2-liter diesel engine. We still have the 1.6, but I would have loved the 2-liter diesel engine. Imagine this 2-liter petrol engine, all-wheel drive, uh, 200 kilowatts, about 400 newton meters of torque. This would be a beast, but unfortunately, I'm just dreaming. This was the second SUV to get an N badge from Hyundai. Now let's move on to the last one, the Hyundai Kona. I know I owe you the Hyundai Kona review, and it's coming. It's going to be the Kona N line versus the Kona itself. And then I'm also going to be brutally honest with you, and I will start now. This car is ugly. This car, no, it has got too many lights, weirdly designed. The front is somehow, no man. Hyundai should have kept the Hyundai i30N as it is and never do all those things, and maybe give us the i30 N Coupe or i30N what because the other countries have got different variant of i30N. But now they gave us only one, and they gave us the Kona. Yes, the Hyundai Kona N is basically an inflated Hyundai i30N. They are the same in terms of everything. Under the bonnet, the engine is 2-liter, is 206 kilowatts. Everything is the same performance. Even when you're sitting, it's almost the same. Although in the corner you will be a bit higher because they try and make it like an SUV. This car is the size of the Puro Sangue, and then Ferrari says Puro Sangue is not an SUV. It's whatever it is, so it's basically the same size. Mazda CX-5 and Puro Sangue and Kona N, same size. You know what I mean? So I haven't given you the review of this car, but it's coming, and believe me, I've got a lot to say about this car. But Oksalayo, what you must know, Kona N, i30N, same water group, same car. Different is the body shape. One SUV, one hot hatchback. A review is coming. But my opinion about the outlook of the car is not gonna change. Car is ugly. I'm sorry. I love Hyundai cars, but I would buy it though. Yeah, remember I said the facelift of the Tucson should have a 2-liter with more kilowatts and stuff like that. They did that on the corner. Maybe that's why the Tucson does not have the 2-liter petrol. Yeah, I would still buy the Kona. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I would still buy the Kona. Maybe then you get used to it and then you start thinking, oh, my car is nice. Oh, and it sounds good and it's fast. Yeah. But otherwise, that was the video about all the Hyundai N cars from 2016 i20 N Sport, 2016 Tucson N Sport, then i30 N Sport, its facelift. Then we are talking about the Kona here, yeah, as the last variant. I hope the i30N get facelift and then get even more power so it can take on the Golf R, because right now it's just killing the GTI. Hyundai up the game, show Golf R that you can do it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe to. I see you on the next one. Ndayandula.